later, they are gone.
Okay, so now that things are the way they are, as a security professional, do you think the protest should continue? I mean, that's a debate that has been going on for a while now. Do you think the protest should continue as a security professional, looking at the current situation of things in River State?
What I want to say, I want to first of all commend you because you already noted the areas where they have been violent. And not only you, I think members of the public have been seeing where the protesters have been violent. I would say it's a good one for them to become violent because I think this process has been hijacked. The process has been hijacked. People have already integrated into the process that the people have been going out peacefully to protest, but I think it has been hijacked by some hoodlums. So I would like to call upon the organizers of this protest for this end bad government to call their people to order and put them to shape. Because already I sent a press release, that was yesterday, and we noted places, particular place where they can stay to go up to do their protest. Because those places they are noted in my press release. I noted about the park, major park, where they can stay and protest peacefully.
Okay, so you're not saying the protest should stop, but you're saying they should be aware of the people trying to hijack, the hoodlums trying to hijack the protest.
You know, it's a right. I cannot stop people's right.
Okay.
From protesting. I cannot stop their right. It's their right. Our own duty is to provide adequate security to cover up the situation on ground. If there is any problem at hand, our policemen are there. But now, the way I'm seeing it, they are trying to provoke the police and they are trying to do things that are not according to the law of protest. So we are trying to call the organizers to call them and put them to order. We are also calling on parents to warn their children and what to put them and put them in order. Because the police is going to arrest, prosecute, and detain whoever that is going to cause mayhem or to destroy or to extort or to cause any public distrust to members of the public. We are going to arrest them and prosecute them. Anyone that wants to become violent in this process, we are going to arrest them.
Now, I do have this question, Madam Grace. You have said the organizers should ensure that the miscreants, the hoodlums, do not break their ranks. Do you have any professional tip or tips as to how the organizers of the protest? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You've just advised the protesters, the organizers of the protest, not to allow hoodlums, infiltrate their ranks, to break their ranks. The question is, are there any security tips with which we can give to the organizers of the protest to ensure that, their ranks are not broken?
Yes, I can say if they think anyone that is becoming violent and they see unknown faces among them, they can identify because they have been going on from day one. So they know faces that are new that will come in among them that want to commit havoc. So they know those faces and they will note and say this person is not among us and this person is trying to perpetrate havoc in this process. So they know them. So they can identify them. So these are the tips for them to identify those people that will come and cause violence. That this protest has been peaceful all along, and they want to come and cause violence by destroying people's property. The Nigerian Police of the River State Command will not take that and will not tolerate it.
I do not know if you have noticed that the protest, has multiplied. There are different people protesting.
Yes, it's notable because we see more persons. Because that's why I am using this word that it has been hijacked by some hoodlums. It has been hijacked because the first day one and today that is day six, you can see there are more persons that are joining them. So I'm saying it with categorically that it has been hijacked.
And so the Rivers Police Command is saying that everybody should behave or they will be arrested and prosecuted. Did I get you right on that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the Commissioner of Police, saying to the people of River State? Is there a message? Is there any message for the youths? Do you have any message from him?
We simply already commend them from the day one. And the Commissioner of Police, River State Police Command, CP Olatunji, he has been going out from the day one till date. Every day he goes out to ensure that the policemen that he has trained for this process, that they should be peaceful and they should conduct themselves in a manner. And if the CP is trying to talk to the protesters and the good people of River State, that they should not take law into their hands. Let them not infringe other people's rights, because you cannot force somebody to come out to come and protest. I'm trying to say where your rights start, that's where another person's right begins. So you cannot stop somebody, and you cannot say somebody should shut down his business to destroy people's property. So he's trying to say that they should not take laws into their hands.
Okay, now for record purposes, please can you tell us what the rules of engagement are for the protesters? Where are they supposed to protest? How are they supposed to protest? What is within the confines of the law? Please, can you tell us?
They are supposed to be peaceful. If they are using a placard, they are supposed to hold it, and people should know the reason why they are protesting. But I can see they are only using sticks to destroy vehicles, to destroy properties. Even I think in Paul, my tea assets, I think there are some Muslims that are going to start stealing people's phones. So what I'm trying to say is they should be in a particular place, be in a peaceful manner, start do their protest. Nobody is going to stop them. The Commissioner of Police have already deployed adequate security to be among them as a backup. If in case they see anyone that is trying to infiltrate into the process, they should alert the police, because the police are there with them.
Is there a particular number with which they can call the police, to alert the police? Can you
Yes, we have our control room number.
Okay.
They can call immediately.
Okay.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah,
to
please.
Give you the number?
Yes, please do give us the number, the control room number, please.
Okay. Our control room number 080
080
988
988.
That is 888 988
Okay.
I repeat, 080
Okay.
988 0134.
All right, so call that number 0809 888 0134. That is the police control room. So if you see anywhere any miscreant is using the opportunity to, cause mayhem or disrupt the peace, please do call the police. So we do hear currently that at Rumi Precom, is it, the house of former governor, that there are protesters who have barricaded the place. We do hear also, I'm yet to confirm, that there were gunshots heard at a bar road earlier today. We also do hear that soldiers have been deployed to man certain areas in the state. Should Rivers people be scared?
I am not aware of the guns, the shooting of guns. I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
But all I know is that they have become violent. And which I stated that the Nigerian River State Police Command will not tolerate it.
All right, thank you very much for your time. The River State Police Command will not tolerate. Do you have any other message you want to pass across before I let you go?
All I would like to tell them, this is our lovely state. And we cannot destroy our state with our own hands. That we should try not to destroy the little that we have, because another state cannot accommodate us. This is our own. And we should
and this one supports the test finally. Alright. Okay, the police person and listed officers of the police heard her say the police is not these people do protein on the place the police and the protesters are, because the protesters given the protesters come to the home, and these are finally able to this little the people using the opportunity to not leave because it looks like the people who are perpetrating the illegal activities are using leaves and sticks and all of that. She cannot confirm if there were gunshots, and she's saying that the police would arrest anybody seen flouting the law of Rivers State and the law of Nigeria. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I asked her if the protest should stop. She said, keep going, but do it peacefully. Melody from Uniport says, for the first time, I have fallen in love with the River CP and the police for their maturity in handling this protest. Please, is it possible we can have this kind of maturity in handling the other political crisis in Rivers? If we can do this, we will give you awards. All right. This one says, is it because the protesters went to FCD minister's house? That is why they rushed to the media now. If not, since the dynamite explosion at Hotel Presidential, as the police addressed press up till now, how about the political violence across many LGs, stopping simplified movement programs, shame on the police and the state, Ogu Ojon justice. Now, Ogu Ojon, you should understand that before I come into the studio, I already must have prepared my conversations. I already knew I was going to talk to her, even before the attack on or before they barricaded the FCT minister's residence. It was while I was in the studio, I got the report. So I don't know if that your allegation makes sense to me. But let's see. On Facebook, Adi Oji Okeo CC says some hoodlums among the protesters want to hijack the protest to commit some criminal activities. All right. Collins Agumagu says, yes, the protest should be shelved in Rivers State, nothing come out. So my question for you is, do you think, once again, we should continue with the protest, given the fact that irate youths who are peeved, livid, angry, and hungry out there saying, I'll collect your phone. Don't come out for business. We would destroy your shops and your goods and all of that stuff. I do have a commercial break, but I can entertain one or two calls before the commercial break. So I'm going to reel out the numbers now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. I would love to get your thoughts, really, because there is no show without your ideas and your opinions on the show. So I'm going to take this one. Let's see who's here. I missed that one. 92.3 Nigerian for your name and location.
Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, what afternoon it is. What's your name?
Yes, this is Mr. Wariboko speaking from Malaria.
Oh, Wariboko from Malakai. It's been a while. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Kalada, you see, this protest that is going on, Wariboko, is not in support of it.
Why are you not in support of it?
One, the youth of Nigeria are given full right by the Constitution. No politician election is the youth that still rig election. You won't see any politician, all those people are seen. You won't see them as the polling unit hijacking ballot box. It's the same youth that hijack ballot box. So why are you complaining? They collected money in Rivers area. They were flogging their brothers, asking people not to come out just because of something. They have collected the money now. The politicians have paid them. So now they have to suffer for what they have already collected.
Oh, okay.
That is it.
All right then.
If they want to let them think, they should wait for 2027 and let their brain rest.
All right then. Wariboko, thank you very much. I've got Obed from Port Harcourt. Obed, quickly, let's get your thoughts, please.
Yes, Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Kalada, I think it was wrong for you to have asked the police spokesperson if the protest will continue. She doesn't have a right to stop the protest.
You don't choose my questions from you, but I've told you this
I know.
You can counter my.
Actually wrong.
No, you can counter it with your opinion, but you don't question my questions. Let's get your opinion, please.
But I will tell you, the police have failed to lead to be able to guide the protester. That's what I've seen.
Okay.
Instead, the police have decided to personnel and camp somewhere at Hypercity. The question is, Hypercity, is it a government or is there any affinity between the city and the former governor of Rivers State, where you have all the personnel of the police All
Obed,
of them are
Obed,
high
Obed,
quantity.
Obed,
Instead of them to be
Obed,
going around,
Obed, can I
to
ask
be
you a
able to-
question? Obed, can I
Is
ask you a question? As levels of violence, as have you experienced that? Have you heard the
No,
reports?
that is what I'm saying.
Okay, so
If there is any violence,
yeah.
if police personnel was there, if they did not deploy their personnel
Can the
to high
police
quantity,
can the police
the
be
police will have been there to
everywhere?
provide-
Can the police be everywhere? Can the police be at the what's it called now? Obirikwere aspect of East West Road and be at Aba Road at the same time, all covering protests. Yeah, I'm listening.
The protesters are not in one place. They are going out. They are going around, and the place that they are going is not hidden.
Now they
pass through the NTA road. I passed. I saw them when they passed here.
Yeah.
You understand?
I have to go now. I do have a commercial. We'll continue after the commercial. Please do stay tuned.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
Thank you very much for being a part of the show. I am Kalada Karubatibor. This is Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. It's time for us to continue our conversation. We're looking at, irate youths infiltrating the protests in various states. I was trying to tell Obed before the commercial that the protest now has many faces. We have one at Iwafe. My colleague just showed me another video at Elios. We have one at other judge access, the FCT minister's residential area. We have one at the Mile 3 area. So how many, different faces. So do we still blame the police for some of the violence witnessed or some of the disruption to the peace and order in the state? Remember, the chief security officer of the state, who is the governor, His Excellency Simnalife, were at wonders last week on 2 occasions that they are setting people waiting, locking in the dark to take advantage of the protest to perpetrate mayhem. Could that be what is playing out? And that's why I'm asking, should the protest continue? And when I asked the police publicity officer, the spokesperson, if the protest should continue, I was asking based on security as a profession. Not because I felt like asking and I'm still going to ask the question because it's my right to ask questions. Should we shelve the strike? And it's your, it's your right to answer yes or no and tell me why you have chosen your answers. All right, let's go back to the phone line 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. Those are the call numbers. I'd like to hear from you. Better still, you can send me a WhatsApp message or go on Facebook where we're live, Nigerian for PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH, and we're active on X, Nigerian for PH. Drop your comments there. I'd like to hear from you. Omar Festus Robert says, is River State not in Nigeria? Protesters just launch on the road peacefully. All right. Joe says, voices, so that when next they want to make policies in the country, they will remember that people are watching closely and that we have voices. All right, Chukika, thank you. Where Chuku Prince taking the protest to the minister's house is wrong. Is it wrong, really? As long as they are not destroying anything, as long as there is no disruption of peace, they are doing it according to the rules. That's why I even asked what the rules of engagement is. As long as they are within the ambits of the law, then I don't think it's bad in any sense. Utibe Umar says, yes, it should be shelved in the state, rather mobilize people to go and protest in Abuja. All right, I've got George from Port Harcourt. Oh my, George, sorry about that. I've got Ezekiel from Ubumini. Ezekiel, welcome. What's on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Good afternoon, Ezekiel.
Kalada, if I may ask, I think this exercise has been since 1st of August.
Yeah.
And I really know and convinced that the police had at least been identified with the genuine protesters. So if you ask me, it is the duty of the police, especially the lady who just spoke with you now, to identify to those people who at the first and second days, which they considered peaceful, to notify them, those people that are not in the recognized places. Just as they said, or she said, that the peaceful protest is not being somehow, according to you, having polygamy, faces, or family. I don't know if you are getting me.
I'm getting you loud and clear.
Yes, so I think it is their own business to really know the genuine people, those who are using trees or sticks to stop, break, or steal people's properties are the people to be arrested and prosecuted.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Ezekiel, thank you. Susie from Irema, welcome.
Kalada, good evening.
Yes, Susie, welcome.
Well, my perception over time is not different from the perception of the generality of the government in power. that actually perceive that there is no way you can give a man 1 yard without him taking extra yard, based on the situation we find ourselves in this country. So anybody making excuse for those who are vandalizing is actually making that excuse because the situation has gone out to the extent that we do not have anything to say again. How do you want to differentiate those who are genuine protesters and those who are not genuine protesters? Because you now see some people who are not doing things and all of that, and you want to separate it. At the end of the day, everything boils down to the fact that protest is happening in Nigeria. So separating it to those who are now looting, those who are destroying things, for me, it's inconsequential.
Right.
The only thing we need to do is to bear the brunt because we have commenced the protest to the extent that things are being destroyed. I love the way you interviewed the terror of police River State. To the extent that, look, people are now encroaching the house of the minister of the FC.
They have not encroached. They have not encroached. They have not encroached.
Property and all of that.
Once again,
so for me,
they
I want
have
to
not
say that
encroached.
even if the governor has read an alliance before, to the extent that even APC secretary has already intended, army are now in the Obrikore and all of that. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. So for those who think that we are not talking about non-protest and we are the enemy of the state, they should come and carry their corpse now the way it is paraphrasally, because it has begun and this is just the beginning. Thank you very much from the Rema community.
All right, thank you very much, Susie. I've got to move on. I've got Felix from Thai. Felix, how is Thai today? Yeah. How is Thai? I like to hear.
Thai is calm.
Okay.
Thai is calm.
Okay.
What you have across River State and Nigeria is what is also happening in Thai.
Okay, all right. So they are dancing and gyrating, I guess.
Let me make a little contribution concerning what we are discussing.
Okay.
It's a pity the way things are going in this country. It's a pity because I see the struggle here as between the rich and the poor. Now, let me tell you something now. This protest that we are doing, is it only for the poor? The rises or the rise in cost of living and foodstuff and the rest, the transportation that we are paying, is it only the poor that are paying? The truth of them jack our common resources and they are using it for their own benefit. So it is now that we are the ones suffering. So when we protest, they will say, don't protest. We won't benefit anything from the protest because they are living in their own world. They are enjoying. So I see it as a pity. I'm sorry I will have made some comments, but let me reserve it.
All right, then.
Nigeria, care is not taken. They will enter into secret.
All right, Clement from NTA Road, welcome. You said you wanted to reserve some. I'm helping you reserve it. Clement, welcome. What is on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. Kala.
Yes, welcome.
Even though this is what I have been asking for years, the fuel price was taken to 1,000 naira plus. I've been asking for this cost. Since I cannot to buy egg even for 50 naira. I've been asking for this. And I'm not the only one. We are asking why are some people peaceful and why are some people violent or taking the protest on that level. Mr. Canada, we all are going to the same filling station by the same point. And when you go to filling station, I believe you've been to one of them before. Take a second to look at the faces of people paying that amount. I believe some are trying to pay, some are angry while they are paying. So that is the same face that they are wearing for this protest. So for you to be asking that question, you should also look at the faces why they are spending the same money. And of course, we all have different temperaments. And we are all
So Clement, I have not said the reason why you're protesting is a wrong one. I have not even said the protest is a wrong one. Now, we're looking at situation. Now, I'll tell you something. If for any reason, one, given the political sense, the political nature of River State, two, given the fact that, hoodlums can actually take over the protest, do you know that businesses would lose because shops will be looted, people will lose properties, people's situation would worsen, the economy of River State will be thrown deeper into a state of sadness and negativity and all of that. So I have not said protest is bad, but I'm also looking at the security part of it, and I'm asking the question, should we put security first in the situation? Maybe I asked the wrong question, but let me rephrase now. Should we put security first? Because in as much as the protesters, the majority of them have good intentions, what about the few? Because it is always the few who throws the state or the nation or the world into, a very violent state.
To summarize the answer to your question, how to get to this point, will this have been avoided?
Yes, of course it could. I mean, we're way past that now. We're way past could it have been avoided. We are at, there is a protest. That's where we are now.
So something that would have been, you see, we don't have enough political power to take care of this. Now, the reason why police are overwhelmed is because somebody is causing chaos and making the police working too hard. I think the police this time around, 247, they are always awake and then watching to make sure that things are going well. Why they are overwhelmed is because they call the people hoodlums. But there are another hoodlums again that is responsible for why these hoodlums are outside. So please tell us these hoodlums statement. If you are calling hoodlums on the street, there are hoodlums in offices who are responsible for this other hoodlums to be on the street.
All right, then. All right, I've got to go, Clement. Thank you very much. I want to focus on messages now. I've got Tamino Priye Minima saying, provided the protest is not against public interest, I must say it should continue. I also want to commend the NPF for their show of professionalism amidst the ongoing peaceful protest against bad governance. Thank you. All right. I've got this one. Taking the protest to the minister's house is not wrong because he's the alpha and omega of the president. He's the right person to take our message to the president. However, they should not tamper with people's property. They should continue under the ambience, I think he meant ambit of the law. Hawks, Lidi Barry from Bori. All right. This one says, I'm not supporting violent protests, neither am I advocating for wild behavior from the protesters, but you can rule out the possibility of violence in the midst of protests. Yeah, I meant what I'm saying. Take, for instance, the most recent protests around the world, Britain, Bangladesh. I mean, I think you meant UK because Britain and UK are different. But the UK, Bangladesh, Kenya, just to mention but a few, all witness some level of disorderliness and violence. But the ability of the security agencies in controlling such uncivil behavior, I urge the security agencies to apply minimal force in containing the violence that might occur during the protest. I refute any claim that it has been hijacked because the nation-wide address by the president on Sunday worsened it. Again, using court order to restrict protesters to stay in a particular place even worsen the situation because they will feel not heard and will find their way out, using every other means to be let loose. To me, hunger, frustration, high cost of governance, insecurity and the likes hijacked and no one did. Thanks. All right, I said I was going to focus on the messages, but I do have 2 calls waiting, so I'm just going to deal with those calls and go back to the messages. I've got Christian from Awuda. Christian, welcome. Let's get your thoughts now, please.
Good evening, Mr. Kalada.
Yeah, quickly, let's hear from you.
Mr. Kalada, I, for one, I would say that what makes the protest escalate to violence is the president, because after the first and second day, the third day, he's supposed to address the country like a father, but he addressed us in a manner that we don't understand. That is why the thing escalates. Because if you address us the way you're supposed to address us, at least by now, you were supposed to hang.
So Christian, you're blaming Christian. Listen, yeah.
That is why the hoodlums now.
Christian, can you hear me?
Engage themselves in the protest. If not, the second day was peaceful protest.
Christian, can you hear me? Anyways, thank you very much. Now, I don't get the argument. The protest was peaceful, but because the president did not say what he was supposed to say, I don't get it. The people you're destroying their properties, are they government officials? The people that are being looted, are they government officials? Are they having it better than you are? The woman who was selling okpa, that a market was looted and our money looted, is she a government official? The people who Marcus called in yesterday to tell us their phones were stolen and their business is looted, are they market officials? My colleague who was harassed, is she a government official? I mean, let's say things as they are, really. We should. I've got Victor from Port Harcourt. Sorry about that, Victor. Sorry about that. This one is from, I think, Adebayo. And I think he's sending me a picture of Secretariat. And he's, I think, a video, rather. Oh, I don't get. Okay, you're saying right now they are in front of Federal Secretariat. Okay, all right, thank you very much. This one says the so-called protest is gradually revealing its true identity. Protesters went to attack APC State Secretariat in Rivers State and destroyed APC billboards. They have gone to Chief Nyesom Wike's residence in the state. This is obviously a melancholic political movement targeted at certain persons, the APC and President Tinubu. If not so, why didn't the protesters attack the PDP Secretariat and lay siege on Governor Sim Fubara's residence? Nigeria defeated this political melancholy in 2023 presidential election. Nigeria shall defeat them again in 2024. Emi Fiaga with that one. You asked if it is time. Okay. You said the protest should continue until government addresses the issues warranting the protest. Tinubu has not reduced fuel price and inflation occasioned by devaluation of naira. Food price is still high. If the protest is called off today, what would the protesters say they have achieved? 40,000 naira a bag of rice, which I have not seen. So Tinubu should make a meaningful concession to the protesters. You said thanks, DK Potaka. But DK, I've been asking every other person questions. I'm going to ask you as well. Do you think it is possible for the prices of food items to deflate without first touching on the value of the naira, which is not a one-day thing, without talking about petrol price, which means you're asking us to pay subsidy? Can the government afford subsidy? These are some of the questions we need to ask. And I'm not arguing on behalf of the government, but I'm trying to make sense of your contribution. I'm trying to understand your contribution, rather. I think that's the best way to put it. I'm trying to understand your contribution, and I'm looking, okay, can we afford, even though Obasanjo earlier today has reported, did say that the government is paying subsidy. But this one says, I think it's the same. It's the same. This one says, they will soon blame the police when the protest turns to riot. Imagine these people telling people in oil mill market not to open tomorrow. Please tell them. Where their ride stop is where another person's ride starts. If you want to block somewhere, please block your family compound, not roads that are constructed with my tax money. Ernest from Wuji. All right, this one says, good evening, Canada. The reason why the protest is getting polygamous in nature is because the protesters are becoming frustrated, and my plea to them is to bring it to an end. Iboroma from Imboba. So now earlier, I think the 3 o'clock hour, I asked the question, should we go for a hiatus, a pause? The reason is, okay, if you say the government is not listening, and of course I agree that the government can have a thick skin every now and then, why don't you let things calm, then you start again, put some more momentum, you calm, then you start again, you put some more momentum. I mean, that's a good strategy, right? Because like Iboroma says, the protesters are becoming restless. Some people are not understanding the big grammars that the organizers are speaking, and they have decided to create splinter groups. Now they are splinters, and now it gets violent every now and then, polygamous in nature, I would say. This one says, maladaptive. Every government official and sponsor says, stop the protest, stop the protest. What concession is the government making to address the concerns of these citizens who are protesting? Is it only the protesters that should make concession by stopping the protest? Shall we continue in seeing that grace may abound? Shall the government continue in affluence at the detriment of your citizens? Paul from Port Harcourt is asking some great questions there. But let's see, let's come here. This one says, yes, Canada, we must continue with the protest. The protest must continue till the end of August. Interesting, got data with that one. This one says, the Nigerian police, headed by the Commissioner, Disu, is doing well in the control of these protests. As for me, I will suggest the protest should be suspended for now, in as much as the message is already passed to the government, Comrade Oyibo. This one says, I totally agree with Wari Boko. Rivers citizens voted massively for Mr. Tinubu. Let us vote wisely in 2027 elections. Palmer from Blackwood. Palmer, some people may not agree with you. They may say they never voted, that their votes never counted. There is that argument. I mean, they're still conversations that Labour Party, all of those conversations, right? I'm not supposed to bring it up, even though we do have the official INEC result. I should also add, my opinion is that the protest should be put on hold at this point because of hoodlums hijacking, because they have started threatening traders to lock up their shops from tomorrow. After all, the genuine protesters' message have been handed over to the governor on day one, or they should inform the police of their venue and route, and any other group operating elsewhere should be arrested. Best info hacker, you do have a point. Just as the state police PRO rightly put it, the peaceful protest is in a democratic atmosphere is a constitutional right. By this, it means that the police lack the right to stop the protest, except the government wants to use them to abruptly and forcefully end the protest. Are we all not in it together? They don't come from a different planet, nor have their own private grocery where they purchase items at very good prices. However, I want to say that the protest should be peaceful, and the organizers should watch out for the sinister infiltrators or mayhem launchers around them. Chitterlight from Rumacruci Pipeline. All right, I think I've read a couple of messages. Should I go back to the phone lines now? This one says, do you remember that Senator Akpabio said that we can protest while they will eat and stay in their houses and watch their television? Felix Kawane Lene. All right, I get you. This one says, there is nothing wrong in the protesters going to Wike's residence to express their grievance. Wike is part of Tinubu's government and is the one representing Rivers State in the federal, at the national government, I think he meant to say. So Wike should take the demand known. Should make the demand known to Tinubu to do the needful. Comrade Papi from Port Harcourt. This one says, is it everywhere in the world where the government is not paying subsidy that the citizens are paying through their skin to live alive? In our case, our policies are laced with deliberate stealing and robbery. That's why we're in trouble. And you do have a point there. You do have a point. Enough looting in government. This says, I am happy the protesters visited the FCT minister's house so that he will understand that it is a sign of our eyes are on you. Victor from Irate. But when you say our eyes are on you, is the minister in Rivers? I mean, last I remember is that he is in Abuja. So think about it from that angle as well. This one says, the good thing is that the police know the true protesters and the violent who rented one. We shouldn't, because of the fear of violence, and die in penury. If we allow ourselves to be cajoled by this artificial violence, we will never effect any change. Also at this point, because I do have a commercial, and after the commercial, it will be time for the major news. To stay tuned.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info will be